All right, now we're going to move on to the second part of the video, which is kind of neat. Now I'm going to show you some videos, and this is where you're going to see some of the things, the must avoid type of situations that you don't want to get into. But we're going to show you how to get out of it if you happen to get into those situations. So we're going to move on to that section right now. All right, now we're going to go into the second part of this video, where we're going to get right into seeing some of the unethical ways that some other dealers might do business, and how you'll be able to get out of it. So you'll be able to recognize it and have a chance to understand what's going on, and then get up and get out of that situation.
Vehicle, what would you give me for my trade-in? Well, it really depends on what you're looking for, whether it's a new or used, so we can decide that once you pick out a vehicle that's in the lot.
All right, well, this is the most common one out there, is the trade, what's my trade worth? And you get different answers from different dealers, and you have to ask yourself the question, why is that, Well, I'm going to tell you that the best way to handle that, in my opinion, is to go in and say, I would like to have the best price on your car without a trade. At that point, you're going to give you the best, thinking that you don't have a trade. And then when you tell them at the end, by the way, I do have a trade, I'd like to know how much it's worth, you're going to get the real number of your trade. And then you'll be able to see the difference and make a judgment call. Because if you don't, you end up at a dealership and you say, I do have a trade, they're going to try to steer you toward a vehicle that has more profit margin in order to raise the trade value, so that you have the perception that you're getting more for your trade. When ultimately, all that really matters is how much it's costing you out of your pocket. What's the bottom line?
So what exactly is the price of the vehicle?
Well, when you came in earlier today, you wanted a payment of $350. Now, we wrapped everything all together, the taxes, admin fees, the whole 9 yards, the price of the vehicle, and got it for $356 a month.
All right, now the second one is the everything in the payment method. So, I mean, you go into a dealership and they ask you, and they're quite adamant about this, what do you want to pay? And you say, oh, I want to pay $350 or $400 a month. So they end up showing you vehicles that incorporate that type of payment. But you don't know what that vehicle is worth, and you need to know that. Because in fact, maybe that vehicle is worth less per month, but they'll bump it up to accommodate the payment that you're asking for. So what you need to know is you need to know the vehicle price. That's what you need to know. You need to know the interest rate, and you need to know the term. How long? How long is this loan for? So those are the tools that you need. Now, if you don't talk payment with the salesperson, then you can find out whether that car is affordable to you or not. So sometimes less information given is better. So again, you have to be vigilant, you have to be careful, and you have to watch your step.
I'm really interested in that vehicle. Do you think I could get it for about $24,000, everything in?
Well, that's a good offer, but I'd need your credit card to bring to the boss, because he wants to know how serious you are. And if you're serious, I'll put a deposit on your credit card, and we'll see what we can do for you.
Okay, this one here, the serious offer. This is when somebody comes into a dealership and the salesperson says, are you serious about this vehicle? And you are showing some interest and you want to find out the numbers, and they say to you, well, give me your credit card to show my boss how serious you really are. Or give me your driver's license on a demo ride, and they keep your driver's license. These are all tactics in order to get you committed somehow, and then you can't leave because, of course, you don't have your credit card. You shouldn't have to do that. You don't need to give up a dime to find out what the price of a vehicle is. You should be able to find out all that information, go home and think about it, and then make your decision. You have to be very careful with that, because once they take that contract out and they pressure you into signing, once you sign that contract, you're bound by that contract, and there's no way out of it. There is no 24-hour cooling period or anything like that. The other thing I want to caution you on is when you do sign a contract and the vehicle is not on the lot, you have to be very careful, because they're going to tie you up for up to 90 days, and they can do this legally, and then you've committed to them for that 90 days, and you're 3 months and you still don't have a vehicle. So you have to be very careful. So all this knowledge that you have and we're giving you here today is all things that are meant to help you make better decisions and not get caught up in this kind of scam. All right, so now you've seen the 8 questions to ask, which I hope will help you in making better decisions when you're purchasing vehicles. And you've seen the videos on how not to do business. And again, I think that's armed you in such a way that you're able to get out of certain situations when you recognize them. And just to further on to that, I'm going to add that, you know, you don't have to go through stresses here at Carleton Ford. All of these questions have been answered through us, so that if you come and see us, your experience will be no doubt stressful free. And you know what? That's the way it should be when you purchase a vehicle. There's no way that you should be going through stresses, and it should be a fun experience. It's a major expense that you, on your part, that you're doing, and a vehicle purchase should be an enjoyable one. So again, I'm going to invite you to go to our website if you're not already there, carletonford.com. And if you want, you can get in touch with us by phone, 613-257-3988. And you can call us with any other questions or any information that you'd like to know about. And we hope that we can see you soon and we can do business together.